Hello, I'm NishaPandey and you're watching Prime Times News. Let's start with the headlines. The Parliamentary Special Investigation Committee concludes that there was no entry of unauthorized people in the Ministry of Finance on the night before the new budget was unveiled in Parliament. Sharma gets a clean chit, paves the way for Sharma to become Finance Minister again. Foreign Minister Dr. Naren Khadka says that Nepal has already sent a letter to the US government informing Nepal's decision not to proceed with the state partnership program. CPN demands to present the late letter to the Parliament. The impeachment against Chief Justice Cholendra Samsharana has been stalled for 5.5 months. Law Minister claims motion will progress soon. Murder after fake marriage to claim insurance money. 6 people arrested. Case filed under the charge of organized crime. And President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping hold a discussion about Taiwan as tensions mount between Washington and Beijing. Now news in detail. The Parliamentary Special Investigation Committee has concluded that there was no entry of unauthorized people in the Ministry of Finance on the night before the new budget was unveiled in the Parliament. An 11-member Parliamentary Special Investigation Committee was formed on 6th of July after the then Finance Minister Sharma was accused of manipulating tax rates by calling unauthorized persons at the Finance Ministry in the middle of the night while preparing the 2022-23 budget. Chairman of the probe committee Lakshman Lal Karna submitted the report today to Speaker Agni Prasad Sapkota. In the report, it has been stated that no unauthorized person had entered the ministry on the night of preparing the 2022-23 budget based on the investigation and evidence collected by the committee. According to the committee, there is no evidence of the influence of unauthorized persons in changing the tax rate. Donald Lu, the United States Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs, met Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba and Foreign Affairs Minister Naren Khadka today. Lu met Deuba and Khadka separately at their offices in Kathmandu this afternoon. In a somewhat surprising visit to Kathmandu, Lu arrived in Kathmandu on Thursday without any side officially making any statement about the visit. The U.S. Embassy in Kathmandu, which had commented that his Kathmandu visit was a regular affair, says Donald Lu discussed a range of issues, including 75 years of U.S.-Nepal partnership and people-to-people ties. Lu was in Kathmandu in November last year on an official visit, and he is said to be a key person behind convincing Nepal to endorse the controversial MCC deal. Donald Lu is visiting Nepal weeks after the government has decided not to be a part of the U.S. government's State Partnership Program SPP. Hence, observers have kept an eye on his engagements here. Just this afternoon, Minister Khadka informed the Parliament that Nepal wrote to the U.S. government about the withdrawal from the controversial project. Foreign Minister Dr. Naren Khadka has said that Nepal has already sent a letter to the U.S. government informing Nepal's decision not to proceed with the State Partnership Program SPP. Addressing the Parliament meeting, Foreign Minister Dr. Khadka said that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs informed the U.S. in writing on 25th of July about the decision. Khadka said that he would like to inform Parliament that Nepal has sent written information to the American government that Nepal has decided not to proceed with the SPP through diplomatic channels. Earlier, a cabinet meeting held on 28th of June had decided not to proceed with the SPP. However, the government was criticized for not sending a formal letter to the US. Foreign Minister Dr. Khadka informed that some people expressed doubts over the delay in sending the correspondence. He added that the view of the Nepalese government has always been clear on this. He also said that the government is capable of conducting an independent and balanced foreign policy. With this, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The impeachment motion against Chief Justice Cholendra Samsharana, registered in the House of Representatives by the ruling coalition on 13th of February, has not yet progressed. not showing the willingness to proceed with the impeachment similar to that of filing the motion of impeachment by 98 lawmakers from the five-party ruling coalition, it seems like the case is going to fizzle out. Even after 5.5 months have passed since the impeachment against Cholendra Samshirana has been registered, the process has not yet progressed. The House of Representatives had formed an 11-member impeachment recommendation committee on 6th of March. The committee consisted of 4 MPs from CPN-UML, 2 MPs each from Congress and CPN-Mao Centre, 1 MP each from CPN Unified Socialist Party, the People's Socialist Party of Nepal and Democratic Socialist Party. But the committee has not done anything. But Law Minister Govinda Bandi claimed a few days ago that the issue of impeachment will be resolved soon. CPN-UML has protested, saying that the employees on contract were being fired. With the beginning of the new fiscal year, the federal, state and local governments have protested that thousands of employees working on temporary wages and contractual basis have started to be dismissed on the basis of political biasness. Kiran Gurung, Head of Federal Affairs and General Administration Department of UML, in a statement issued today, requested to ensure occupational safety of all the existing employees so that they can work regularly. In the statement, UML also mentioned that the civil administration, which is considered a permanent government, should be clean, fair, accountable and dignified. UML has stated that the coalition government is on the path of discouraging the mechanism of permanent employees and use it for party interest. The Central Investigation Bureau of the Nepal Police has arrested 6 people and started investigating on the charge of causing a vehicle accident after registering a marriage to collect a large amount of insurance claim. In a press conference in Kathmandu today, Bureau said that it had arrested 6 people in relation with the murder of 21-year-old Sergeant BK living in Kohalpur, Baki by causing a car accident and collecting the insurance money after the murder, and has started investigation under organized crime and fraud after extending the period for investigation. The police also made public Sapna Malla, Sanjeev Aryal, Sardar Ahmed Khan, Tob Bahadur Rana, Deepak Kesi and Lalita Sapkota of Baki Kohalpur, who were arrested for the crime. Uttam Raj Subedi, Additional Inspector General of Police, informed that they had caused a planned accident of the 21-year-old Sergeant BK in Baki's Kohalpur municipality on 15th of April 2021 and took an insurance amount worth 25 million rupees. They had registered the marriage of Sergeant BK with Sapna Malla for the purpose of claiming the insurance amount by causing the car accident. Before the dispute, they had taken out life insurance and term life insurance policy in the name of Sergeant BK. After the death, BK in the accident on 29th of July 2021, it is seen that Sapna received the insurance amount from Reliance Life Insurance and deposited the amount into the account of Kamna Seva Bikash Bank at Kohalpur. Similarly, Subedi informed that on 14th of January 2022, Nepal Reinsurance Company informed the Central Bureau of Investigation after they deemed the vehicle accident of Sergeant BK to be suspicious, and then the Bureau conducted an investigation. Nepal's tiger population has reached 355, which means that Nepal has successfully doubled its wild tiger population, meeting the global commitment and strengthening the survival prospects of the species. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba, speaking at an event organized today in Kathmandu to celebrate the Global Tiger Day, said that it was a matter of pride that the tiger population in Nepal has reached 355. From an estimated 121 individuals in 2010, the numbers have bounced well beyond the national target of 250 tigers in the latest survey this year, according to Worldwide Fund for Nature. Tiger numbers in Nepal have seen a steady rise since the St. Petersburg Declaration in 2010, when all 13 range countries committed to double the tiger numbers by 2022, according to WWF. 4-year periodic population assessments indicated a rise in Nepal's tiger population to 198 and 235 in 2014 and 2018 respectively, it said. The latest figures are a testament to the decades of investment supporting the country's holistic endeavor towards restoration of wildlife. Expansion of protected area coverage included creation of Baki National Park. Network of corridors was strengthened to interconnect tiger habitat within Nepal as well as with those in India. Improved security by enforcement agencies helped address the threat of wildlife crime. Well-being of communities was facilitated through enhanced awareness. Conflict management and livelihood securement interventions, alongside maintaining the current achievements with renewed focus on coexistence of humans and tigers. He said that they will continue to invest in tackling the emerging challenges. It's time for another short break. Please stay tuned for more news. Welcome back. Let's move on to international news. President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping held a discussion about Taiwan as tensions mount between Washington and Beijing, despite Biden's one-time hope of stabilizing the world's most important country-to-country relationship. The two leaders did agree to begin arrangements for a face-to-face summit, the first as Xi Jinping resists travel amid the COVID-19 pandemic. And certain areas of cooperation, including climate change, were hashed out. But the Taiwan issue proved among the most contentious. The issue has emerged as a serious point of conflict, as U.S. officials fear a more imminent Chinese move on the self-governing island, and as a potential visit by House Speaker prompts warnings by Beijing and a concerned effort by the Biden administration to prevent tensions from spiraling out of control. The matter was discussed at length in the 2-hour and 17-minute phone call Thursday. Xi Jinping offered an ominous warning to Biden, according to China's version of events. A senior U.S. administration official called the Taiwan discussion direct and honest, but downplayed Xi's warning, suggesting it was standard for the Chinese leader to warn about the risk of playing with fire. The phone call was Biden and Xi's fifth conversation since February 2021. Ahead of time, U.S. officials said a range of topics, from the tensions surrounding Taiwan to economic competition to the war in Ukraine, were likely to arise. But hopes for improving ties with Beijing were low. Instead, Biden's aides hope maintaining a personal connection with Xi can, at most, avoid a miscalculation that might lead to confrontation. As Thursday's call was concluding, the two leaders made note of how much work they had created for their teams, including arranging the possible in-person meeting. They have yet to meet face-to-face as presidential counterparts. Now, sports updates. The executive head of the Provincial Sports Development Council has said that there is a lack of coordination from the center regarding the planning of the 9th National Games competition. In the Coordination Committee meeting called by Youth and Sports Minister Maheshwar Gahatraj today, the executive head of Provincial Sports Development Committee complained that there was a problem in the preparation of the 9th National Games competition due to lack of necessary coordination from the center. Deepak Bahadur Singh, Member Secretary of Far Western Province Sports Development Council, complained that there was not enough time for the national competition. He also said that the 4.9 million preparation expenses given by the central government for the 9th National Games was insufficient. Stating that the federal ministry should strengthen state sports, Member Secretary Singh said that he felt that the competition would not be held after seeing the behavior and coordination from the center. With this, we have come to the end of the news. Before wrapping up, here are the headlines once again. The Parliamentary Special Investigation Committee concludes that there was no entry of unauthorized people in the Ministry of Finance on the night before the new budget was unveiled in Parliament. Sharma gets a clean sheet, paves the way for Sharma to become Finance Minister again. Foreign Minister Dr. Naren Khadka says that Nepal has already sent a letter to the U.S. government informing Nepal's decision to not proceed with the State Partnership Program. CP and UML demands to present the letter to the Parliament. The impeachment against Chief Justice Cholendra Samsharana has been stalled for 5.5 months. Law Minister claims motion will progress soon. Murder after fake marriage to claim insurance money. 6 people arrested. Case filed under the charge of organized crime. And President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping hold a discussion about Taiwan as tensions mount between Washington and Beijing. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching Prime Times News. Good night.